When I was about 9 or 10, I was thinking a lot. You know how just when you're a kid, you think a lot because you don't have anything better to do? Like, you go to school, and then you have a lot of times where your mom takes you somewhere you don't want to be, or you're in the car doing absolutely nothing. Your little game you had dies or something. You're like 10, you ain't got nothing better to do, or you just don't have anything at all because you're 10. But so you just sit there and you think. You just think about things. You would be talking to your parents, but they're blasting music or they're talking to each other. So you just sit there and you just think about anything and everything. Anything and everything comes to mind. And I was sitting there as a 9 or 10-year-old, and I was thinking about like time travel because it's one of those things that it's just interesting. You like superheroes and just anything sci-fi just seems cool, or it did to me. So I was sitting there thinking about it, and I realized, I don't know how true this is, but I had like an epiphany, like just an idea in my head. I thought I was a goddamn genius as a little kid when I thought of this. I thought I was fucking Einstein. But I was sitting there, I was thinking about time travel, and I realized that if you traveled back in time to a certain point, or even forward in time to a certain point, you would go to that point in time, but since you exist infinitely, because there is a version of you every single second. If you're able to go back in time, then there's another version of you back in time, back to where you traveled to. So that means that there is a version of you if you traveled a second before that, and there's another version of you if you traveled a second before that, and before that. So every single like second in time and half a second in time, to infinity, there is of you living out your life from your birth to your death. So that would mean that the version of you 1 second before you traveled to the past or the future would then get in their time machine 1 second later and travel to that point. So what you think would happen would be, so you would travel back in time, and then the version of you like 1 second later after you travel there would travel there, and then the person after him 1 second later would travel there too. But if you are traveling back to one specific point in time, even though that person 1 second in the past, that past 1 second version of you at a different point in the timeline travels to that time, they're traveling to the exact same point in time as you. So like 12:30 on Tuesday of 1452, May 16th or something. That's a specific date at a specific time that every single version of you from your birth to your death, infinite versions of you every millisecond, all traveling to the exact same time, even though all these people are traveling there at different times in different timelines. Since they're traveling to the exact same point in time, it would create a black hole, right? Because there would be so many of you going to the same spot, time traveling to the exact same spot at the exact same time. So infinite versions of you from infinite milliseconds of timeline, because you can keep splitting time in half over and over again. So essentially an infinite number of you, infinity you, would all time travel to the exact same spot at the exact same time, and it would be infinite matter. It would create a giant black hole, or the fucking world would explode. Something would happen there, and in my head that means time travel can't really happen. If it does, it would mean the end of everything, right? That's what I thought in my 10 or 11-year-old head. I was somewhere around that. I don't remember exactly when, but I always thought like that was the coolest thing. And when I try to explain it to people, I'm really bad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really bad at explaining things. Like, I'm absolutely horrible. So if you didn't understand what I was trying to say, or if what I'm saying just isn't correct, and this is just like a false idea I had in my head when I was younger that just isn't true or doesn't make sense, then But and then I realized later on the simpler version of that would be like the whole thing that people talk about why time travel isn't possible is actually because I guess it still is, but if you travel back in time to do something, then once you do that thing and you accomplish your goal, then the timeline is forever changed to where that goal has been accomplished. So then you would never go back to change that thing in the past in your life because it would have already been solved by you going in the past to change it. So you would never change it, and then since you never went back in time to fix that, then it would be back to the way it's supposed to be, and you would have never changed it. But then, because it's never changed, you would go back and change it, because that's why you went to go back in time to begin with, is to change that one thing. But then since you changed it, then you would never go back in time to change it because it's already been changed. So it's a paradox. It's an infinite paradox where, you go back in time to fix something. Since it's fixed, now you're not going back in time to fix it because it's already fixed. And then since it's not fixed because you never went back in time because it was fixed, now you have to fix it. It's confusing. And so I'd always had that thought in my head as a kid, though, of if you went back in time, or forward in time, you would just, an infinite number of you would just appear in the same spot and either make a black hole or, there's no other real choice, but you can't really be infinite. There can't be an infinite number of something, because isn't the whole problem with time travel to begin with is that you can't make more matter? Like, matter can't be created or destroyed. You travel back in time, you're creating matter, because you were made out of something when you were born. Matter wasn't created. You weren't created. You were, but the matter you're made out of wasn't created. It was simply turned into you. Your family, like your mom ate a cow, like she had a steak or something, and then the steak became a little bit of you when she ate it, and you were growing in her, or you ate it and you became an adult. Everything you ate throughout your life as a little kid became a little bit of you. That matter was turning from the thing you ate into you. So when you go back in time, you aren't like, the dirt isn't going to turn into you. Nothing in the past is going to manifest you. It isn't like the matter is going to become you. It's like there is no matter in this spot back in time, and then you appear, and all of a sudden there's new matter, and there's more matter in the universe than there originally was. And you made more matter, and you can't do that. Matter can't be created or destroyed. So that's a third way that time travel is impossible. But the way I see it, there is one way in which time travel is possible, but technically not in a cool way, not in a way you'd think where it's like, oh, I get to go back and talk to this person or do this thing or change the past. You can't change the past in this way of time travel. We have used a form of time travel technically. We have been able to look into the past. And that is when you look up at the sky and you look at another planet, and if that planet is 1 light year away, you are looking 1 year into the past of what that planet looked like a year ago. Any planet far enough away, you'll never know what it looks like now in our timeline. Like now, you'll never know what it looks like. You'll only know what it looks like 1 light year away. You only know what it looks like a year ago. 100 light years away, you're looking at what the planet looked like 100 years ago. And if there's anything living on that planet, you know more about what that planet looked like 100 years ago than the people on that planet did, or the things on that planet did, because they're on that planet, and they can never know unless they do what we did with our planet and like find out dinosaurs and everything. and puzzle pieces together to get an idea of it. The same way those people 100 light years away can look at our planet and see what things look like 100 years ago. Of course, we know what things on our planet looked like 100 years ago because of pictures, but still, they would still have a better idea if a strong enough microscope was made in some sort of way. They still would have a better idea of what our planet looked like 100 years ago in color, in action, moving, than we would. They know more about our planet 100 years ago, more of an idea of what it looked like than we did, because we only have black and white photos, that which now they can add color to them, I believe, but they're still solid photos, and they're still like letters and things written in books and everything. We have all that, but we still cannot go back and visually look at the active world 100 years ago in color without it being like, those old black and white videos from 1880 whatever of it. We have a really, really, really good idea of what things were like 100 years ago, a great understanding of it. We know like basically everything except exactly what it looked like. We can't see into the past. We can almost see into the past, but we literally we cannot see into the past. People on other planets, they can see into the past, just like we can see into the past on their planets. And that is, in my head, the only way time travel is possible, if that even counts as time travel, if you can even qualify that, because, it's not that cool. It's really cool to me, but it's not that cool in a time travel sort of way, the way you think time travel works. So, to do with that what you will, but I just really wanted to talk about this because I think time travel is really cool, and it's been on my mind for a while, and I wanted to put it into words. I probably should have written like a little bit of an essay of things to say. I just wanted to, I really didn't want to go through that effort right now. I just wanted to get it all out in the open, say it, and there it is. So, that's my thoughts. I hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk to you all whenever. Bye-bye.